Hello my dear geographers, I hope you all are doing well. So once again I am here to discuss with you all the second part of this chapter, atmospheric pressure. If you have missed the first part, so in I button you can find this link. So I will request you to go to that link and try to understand what is the basic meanings of air pressure and all. Now again I am going to discuss what is air pressure. Air pressure means when the particular amount of air will be given to an unit of a land of the earth's surface, then it will be known as air pressure. Now with a very small example I am going to teach you. Suppose this is my hand, so it is a particular area. Okay, so with my another hand, if I am giving this weight, this hand's weight on this particular hand, then what will happen? Obviously this hand will experience one type of pressure. Exactly like this, when the amount of weight of the air will be given to a particular amount of land on the earth's surface, then it will be known as air pressure. Why so? Because this pressure is associated with the air. Now in this video we are going to discuss the different factors affecting the atmospheric pressure or air pressure. Now the first factor is the altitude. Now what is the meaning of altitude? Altitude means the height. Okay, so you can see here in this diagram, this is the bottom part of this mountain. Okay, and it is the topmost part of the mountain. Now at the bottommost part, the exact atmospheric pressure is 1001 millibar. So when we will go up, then automatically the air pressure will be decreased. Now why so? Because when we go up, the air density, it also decreases. Air density means the particles, the air particles that is present in the particular amount of air. Now if the particles will be more, then obviously the density will be more. But when the particles will be less in amount, then obviously the density will be lesser. Similarly here at the bottom part, in the last chapter also I taught you, in the bottom part, that means near the earth's surface, obviously the air particles present in the atmosphere are in very high amount. But when we go up, these particles, the amount of particles generally decreases. That's what the air density is very less in the topmost part of a mountain. So if you want to consider Siliguri, because it is a plain region, and Darjeeling, it is a mountainous region, then obviously in the part, like in the areas of Siliguri, the temperature, the atmospheric pressure will be very high, and here in Darjeeling the atmospheric pressure will be very low because it is in high altitude region. Okay, so my next point, that is temperature. So in my last video also I taught you that the temperature and atmospheric pressure, they generally have an inverse relationship. Inverse means opposite relationship. When temperature increases, automatically atmospheric pressure decreases. Now why so? Temperature, if temperature will be increased, then obviously the air will expand. Okay, so previously suppose the amount of air was like this. If temperature will be given, then what will happen? The air will expand, and when a particular object generally expands, the density of the object, it becomes very less, and automatically here the atmospheric pressure will be also very less. So here if the temperature will be increased, then obviously the atmospheric pressure will be decreased. That's what the very hot region, like the equatorial region, which receives the sunlight, the direct sunlight, it generally experiences very low amount of atmospheric pressure because it is having the high temperature. Now the next point is very interesting, that is the water vapor. Now what is water vapor? You all know that. Okay, when the water it will heat up, then obviously it will turn from liquid to gas, okay, or from liquid to gaseous form. That is known as water vapor. So when the concentration of water vapor will be more in the atmosphere, then obviously the air pressure becomes very less. Now why so? Because the air molecule that is present, or the air molecule of this water vapor, is around 18 gram per mole. That means the weight of the air molecule or water vapor is 18 gram per mole, and the normal air molecule or the air molecule of normal air is around 29 gram per mole. So which is higher? Obviously the air molecule in normal air. That means the weight of this normal air it very heavy, and the weight of the water vapor it really less. So obviously when there will be a concentration of water vapor in the atmosphere, then obviously the air pressure will be very less than the dry air. That's what the wet air. Wet air means when the air will having this water vapor is having generally the less amount of air pressure, and the dry air, that means the very like in the winter region we can find it. So that particular dry wind generally has that high amount of air pressure. Now the last factor of this part is the rotation of the earth. So we all know that our earth it generally rotates, okay, and the time generally the rotation of the earth is around 24 hours. Now see here I have drawn the different heat zones, because you have learned this in the very first chapter. Now see here, we know that earth generally receives at the equatorial zone the direct sunlight from the sun. So that's what this region it will have the very high amount of temperature. Obviously high amount of temperature means very less amount of air pressure. Now what happens when earth generally rotates, the wind from this polar region, because 90 degree north to 66.5 degree north, this region is considered as polar region. From the both part, same as 66.5 degree south to 90 degree south, these are the polar regions. So when the earth generally rotates, the air it generally start blowing outside from this part, and then where they come, they generally come in the equatorial region. So from here if I will show you, these are the polar region. From here the air will come out, and then it will go and it will mix with this equatorial region. But we all know that why in equatorial region the atmospheric pressure is very less, because this region it is getting constantly sunlight in a vertical angle, at a very vertical angle. That means the temperature is very high here, and obviously when the temperature will be more, the atmospheric pressure will be less. So what did I say? That during this earth's rotation, when the earth rotates, the air it generally tries to come out from this polar zone, and then they generally go and mix with the equatorial region. That's what this polar zone and the equatorial zone, they both have a very less amount of air pressure. Now you have a one question, like if the air it is coming from the polar region and it is trying to sit in the equatorial region, then why in equatorial region the atmospheric pressure is less? Because in equatorial region the region is getting constantly direct sunlight from the sun, then obviously temperature remains very high, as well as the temperature, when the temperature will be very high, the atmospheric pressure will be low. That's what the polar region and this equatorial region, they both have very less amount of air pressure. So this is all the reasons why the atmospheric pressure it is not at all same everywhere, or it is not equally distributed, because of altitude, because of temperature, water vapor and the rotation of the earth. So I hope this part is quite clear to you all, and after this class I am going to put some questions. I'll hope that you all will try it once. Till then, thank you and take care.